Hi dudes! So it's been a little while, 2 or 3 weeks I think. It wasn't really on purpose, but I wasn't at home for like a week in there, and then I had a lot of work for like a week in there, and then for the last week, I don't know, I just kind of fell out of it a little bit. So this video doesn't really have like a theme per se, so just, you know, let's hang out. I have this, what is it? It's like a chai tea latte with vanilla flavor thing. It's just powder and hot water, but it's pretty good though. So here's the thing. I kind of want to talk about something, but I can't really talk about it yet, or rather I shouldn't really talk about it yet. I'm like this close to just laying it all out because there's been some plans and there's been some thoughts and there's been some things that I've been like preparing or trying to get done, and I haven't actually been able to, well, here's the thing. I could have talked about it if I wanted to. It's just my internal preference not to talk about things that are not set in stone. This probably sounds super cryptic, which is why it's so dumb that I talk about it when I don't really want to talk about it yet, but I will talk about it, I think, end of June, around then. It's nothing bad, it's nothing like crazy, it's just, you know, I had some plans and I didn't really want to talk about it just in case they fell through, and then of course they did because of the year that has been, and I've been trying to figure out like how to deal with that, how to proceed forward with that. And it's really hard to plan anything these days because things are so uncertain, things are always changing. Like the things that are possible or impossible to do today because of like, you know, Corona and whatever, like the things that are possible and impossible might not be possible or impossible tomorrow or like a week from now or months from now. But boy, has it been a few months that have been less than pleasant because of all of this. So here's the thing, when I get stressed or when I think a lot, I clench my jaw like all the time. Well, not all the time, basically I can tell if I've gone through like a period of a lot of thinking because my jaw will actually be more sensitive because I keep clenching. I catch myself clenching it when I'm thinking. And then, you know, when I'm like just like eating normal things, I can tell that it's a little like sensitive, like it kind of hurts a little bit when I chew like harder things. Cooper, could you please try to not eat the throat of your brother? What was I saying? What was I doing? What am I doing? I really have sort of lost my perspective of time throughout the last year. My job has been closed twice, which meant that I was like, you know, laid off of work twice because of restrictions really, like we had to close for this or that reason. So I've been laid off my job twice. It was temporary, but you know, still. Also, you know, put my studies on hold because honestly though, okay, let's talk about that actually. I never really talked that much about me dropping out of school, but I don't really like to say that I dropped out because I will continue, I will finish. It's totally on the plans. But honestly, looking at my my classmates and how they've been like proceeding, I'm actually really happy that I dropped out when I did because so basically the bachelor's degree that I'm taking, or like that I'm paused from, is a language degree very much for Japanese language, right? And a big part of that is that you go a whole year as an exchange student to Japan. That was one of the like draw points to it. I can tell also by, you know, talking to other people, it's one of the big things. And also based on the curriculum and also based on the level you're expected to be at, that year, that exchange year, is really the year where they expect you to gain a lot of knowledge. You know, the exchange year for 2020 got cancelled. The exchange year for 2021 has been cancelled. It's sort of a little bit in the air because most of the students have also dropped out. It wasn't just me. The class halved in like half a year along with me. Like me and like almost everyone dropped out. So there's like, so from the original lineup when we started the first year, there's like about a third left, or there was a third left last time I checked. But yeah, the exchange year got cancelled again, and honestly for me, because I've seen like the replacements they've had, they made up a new course for the people to take because they still needed to get, you know, their the credits. Yeah, that's the word. They needed to get their credits for, you know, the degree, so they made up a course here in Norway that's been doing, I think they've done it online. And then for some of the people who were supposed to go on exchange, they got like an offer from their school in Japan about taking online classes, so they would still be on exchange, they would take classes at a different university, but they would still be stuck here in Norway because Japan is not open for anyone. Like, it's not open for any kind of new visa unless it's like a super special circumstance, so, you know, family reunions and those kinds of things. So basically, looking at how, you know, the new course has been and how it's been received, and also looking at how my friends who are doing the exchange here online, how like everything is going, happening, being. Honestly, I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. The main issue for me is the fact that I'm not really studying by myself anymore because I'm just really bad at that. And I am losing a lot of my knowledge. Mostly, I've lost my kanjis and I've lost some of the conjugations. Because if you don't use them, you just forget which one belongs to what. But yeah, honestly, like having to take a break and everything is not great. So I do kind of like wish that I didn't do that in a way, but you know. So other than that, other than like the school thing or whatever, I don't know, it's just, man. So other than that, what have I been up to lately? Lately, I've been doing a lot more videos that are sort of more like, not necessarily personal, but I have been doing more video diaries and also vlogs, and I really do like the vlogs. It's just the vlogs take a while, but that's mainly because I have too much footage. I'm still learning how to do them, but I do find them fun. They're more fun to edit, they're more fun to film, even though I still struggle so much with feeling extremely weird and awkward about filming it. It's different when I did travel vlogs. Even then I did feel a little awkward, but I didn't film them alone, so that wasn't too bad. But my travel vlogs didn't, because you know, it had a clear objective. I was traveling, I was showing the things that I saw around me, it was sort of just documenting my experience. When I'm just hanging out at home, it's not that easy for me to know which parts to film, which parts to include. It would probably help if I had like a better vision in my head before I started, but I'm still learning. But also, how interesting could it possibly be to keep watching me do house chores or play with the cats? I feel like I don't mind just like a day in my life type of vlogs, or just like, hey, I'm just hanging out. Honestly, my YouTube channel has just evolved to this. Let's just hang out a little bit. But I do kind of wish that I could make videos that were a bit more aimed at something. Like, hey, today we're going somewhere, we're doing a thing. But that also is a little bit troubled by the fact that I'm not particularly comfortable filming outside. But at the same time, lately I've been watching a lot more YouTube videos from people that don't have a massive channel, like smaller channels, just like one-off videos. And I found some really fun channels, some really cool channels. Where am I going with this? Where am I going with this? This was, in one way or another, connected to the thing that I was talking about before. But how? So I've been watching more videos, and a lot of them don't have any kind of voice. It's just them filming things, putting it together with some background music and then some text. Now, I don't feel like I could totally do that. Maybe I could, but sort of since I'm used to talking, and also since talking is so precious to me, I feel like I should at least talk or have like a voiceover. But it never really occurred to me that I could. And also, I saw a video that I kind of liked the format for. So the format of that video was basically that it was like a day in my life type of video, where a guy just sat down in front of the camera like this, and he was like, basically not narrating. It was more like, so today was my first day at this university. It started out with me just getting up, and then I walked to campus. And then from that video it cuts to footage of him walking around campus, asking someone for directions, and you know, some clips from there. And then in between he would like cut back to this shot and just like, you know, tell what was happening. So we basically, this shot where he was just talking was connecting the clips he had from his phone. I think maybe I could do that, but also I feel like I need actually to have a story in that case. So let's say that, today I went for a job interview. I'm not doing that, but I went for a job interview. So I'll start the video by just sitting here like, yes, so today I got up, I blah, 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 did that, blah, 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 and then I left the house. And then it would cut the footage of me being outside, but without talking, maybe, or something, I don't know. What is my purpose? Oh, that's a deep question. Why did I say that? Let's finish a little bit with a little bit of a gaze towards the near future. The far future is just so wobbly, it's impossible to tangle. But, is tangle a verb? But, more as sort of like not necessarily a promise to me, but more as sort of like a declaration to me, I guess. Like, from me to me. I want to sort of talk a little bit about how I intend to spend my time a little bit forward. The first one is that I want to study more. I actually have been studying more regularly and more like, I don't know, I haven't really sat down and gone through a book that much. I am sort of doing it right now, but yeah, I'm studying a little bit more by myself, and it feels nice, it feels good. It's hard for me though. It's always been really hard for me to like self-discipline in this way. It's always been much better for me to follow a curriculum, follow basically like the pace that someone else sets for me, and also the milestones and the tasks along the way that someone else sets for me. I've never been that good at self-studying, but I'm sort of making an effort now to at least get somewhere decent with it. So I'm gonna continue doing that. And then also, I've been reading a lot lately. It's been great. I used to read so much as a child, and then it sort of like flattened out somewhere along my teenage years because it was just, I was too busy with angst and social issues. Social issues meaning that my friend groups were really a little bit messed up at times. And then, you know, I've had spikes of reading every now and then, but lately I've actually just been reading a lot, and it's been nice. I just finished House Moving Castle, the book, which was very interesting. I mean, it starts very similarly, that's my dishwasher. It starts very similarly to the movie in a way and in like feel, and then it gets really different towards the end. But it was really fun to watch the movie, to read the book, yes. And then yesterday I actually watched the movie again, the Ghibli movie. And it was interesting to rewatch the movie knowing the material that inspired it. So that was fun. And then I have another book that I'm going to read now. It's really thin, and it's also in Norwegian, so it's a lot faster for me to read. Before that also I read a book that was in Norwegian. It's interesting. I don't read much in my native language these days. It's not really on purpose, it's just I prefer English often because the Norwegian sometimes feel a bit, not clunky, it just feels, to put it this way, a cheesy scene, you know, like a romantic scene or a dramatic scene or something, feels less awkward in English than it does in Norwegian for some reason, so yeah. So, you know, study and then reading books, YouTube videos, these kinds of things. I feel like I'm ready to get back into it. I didn't really take that big of a break this time, so I don't feel that awkward getting back into it this time. That's good. And then sort of finally, I really want to get better at like physical activity. My movement has definitely plummeted a lot, also because most of my hobbies are sitting, gaming, YouTube, translations, or writing, or reading. It's all just sitting down. And then a little bit last year, I actually did go to the gym a bit because I, like all of my friends do, and I made them teach me. I was like, hey, can you teach me how to go to the gym? Like what to do, like what the things are? And my friend was like, gotcha, girl. So he did show me, like I have several friends, and then, you know, we would go to the gym together. They would help me, you know, through the reps and like make sure that I had good form and stuff, and just having someone else doing it alongside me just made it so much better. So that was pretty cool, but I'm not getting another gym membership because I had that one. I got it for like 3 months. I had it for 1 month and then everything closed. And I'm just not ready to get another one because it's gonna cost a lot of money and then they're definitely gonna close again. But then, you know, there's plenty of stuff I can do at home, you know, little exercises and stuff like that. I have weights, which can be used in many different ways. And then, you know, maybe going for walks, I say, as I look outside at the rain and the gray weather and the not fun outside. I don't normally mind going outside, but I like to go outside with a purpose, and just going out for a walk is not purpose. That's boring. I don't know. I have like some vague ideas on how I can get myself moving a bit more, but yeah. Physical activity, trying to just get into shape a little bit, and then study and YouTube and be productive in general. Same as always, but I'm trying to be focused about it. I'm trying to be a good girl. Yes. I think, yeah, I think that's good. I think we're gonna stop here. I feel like my endings are always kind of abrupt, but we're gonna end it there. We're gonna end here. Yeah, this video wasn't really much of like a video with purpose, but I've enjoyed myself hanging out with, well, honestly, I'm just hanging out with myself in the viewfinder, but I like to imagine that you are there. And, hey. Ooh, random side note before I go. I got tested the other day, for corona. Not because I have been in a situation where it required it, but because someone at, the boyfriend's workplace got corona, which means that he is a, what's the word? Like a close contact or whatever, like because he had been working with him, so the boyfriend had to quarantine, and then I also have to quarantine with him because we live together. But I particularly can test out of quarantine after 3 days, since I haven't actually been in contact with the person with the corona, and then he can test out after 7 days. So we're both fine now. This was like a week ago, so we're both out of quarantine. But actually I got tested for the first time, and it was not particularly fun. I mean, it wasn't particularly bad. It was like uncomfortable. And I could feel it for a long time afterwards. Like we walked over there because it's downtown and we live downtown, so we walked over to the test center. You know, she stabbed the thing up my nose. She didn't stab it, but you know. It was unpleasant, but fine. And then after that we walked home and, you know, we were wearing masks. But I could, like, after she stabbed me up my nose started running so bad. And you can't really like walk around when you're wearing a mask. You can't really walk around like touching it either, or fixing it, or like rubbing your nose. So we were walking home and my nose was just like, that wasn't very cool. It was a little uncool actually. But that was interesting. It wasn't bad. I mean, it's not that I have been avoiding testing myself earlier. I just genuinely never had a reason to. I haven't spent time with anyone that's gotten it. I haven't spent time with anyone else that had to quarantine. I haven't been anywhere with like a lot of people. Like I know a lot of people went partying in the park these last few weekends because there was nice weather, and that's a dumb thing to do. But I haven't been to that either. I haven't been to parties in general or anything. I haven't been in a situation where I was required to test myself or even like supposed to test myself. But yeah, I mean, But yes, I was supposed to end this video. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for watching. Do subscribe if you want to catch my other videos. They will be coming. And yeah, I love getting comments actually. So if you want to comment, that'd be cool. I never ask for likes, but apparently it's supposed to help the video or the channel. I don't actually know about that, but if you want to test it, feel free. In the future, I'm not entirely sure what kind of videos I will make, but I do intend to make at least a video about what it's like to be adopted in Norway, I guess. And also a video about just like the conversations you'll have when you go shopping. Those are 2 ideas that I have. I just need to plan them a little bit. So yeah, if you want to catch that, you know, do subscribe and tell me if there's anything you want me to do, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!